there's rarely an opportunity for this kind of thing. And so it was really interesting, too, to compare where our programs were, what kinds of things we did in our schools. So there's rarely an opportunity to meet on that level.
It was very helpful for me to see what we're doing right, or at least what we consider we were doing right, and to get other people's perspective on how a librarian and a teacher can work together to create a broad range of curriculum.
It was nice to share with other educators and see that there are people in the same boat, and now we have a group of people, at least that I feel that I could reach out to and say, hey, what are you doing with this because I met the wall, or even just ideas and things like how did you approach this. I feel like we kind of have a bit of a community now.
For having the 5th largest district in the nation right here in Clark County and having a school like UNLV that is pretty well stocked, I'm going to say, I cannot believe how rarely we get together and collaborate. And instead of the blame game, which high school teachers do to middle do to elementary, and possibly, we do. I think this is so important for everybody to be able to say, how about this? Instead of blaming, let's do those expectations. When we were shown, Sherwin and I sat there, and when we were shown the Composition 101 syllabus, that was about as eye-opening as it got. In fact, on our list of how we're going to disseminate this out to our faculty, one of the first things is going to be making sure everybody has one of those in hand so they understand what our students need to be ready. What does Ready by Exit really look like? And that's not just for college-bound students. These are for students going into the workforce as well. You and I synthesize on a daily basis. We evaluate things. We discriminate in a positive way, not the negative connotation. We summarize. Summarize is one of the highest level of thinking, and yet we don't give kids enough opportunities to do it.
I never had any kind of training in how to teach the research process. I've had training on the writing process, but not on the research process. And I do a lot of research-based assignments in my classroom, but I've kind of made up the lessons as I've gone along. And what I discovered this week with the Big Six is that what I've been doing right. And the steps that seemed logical and necessary and procedural for my students were in fact what your program was reinforcing for me.
These types of experiences are great for collaboration, and where it's such a huge part of our job, it's a good experience for us to be able to throw ideas around with not only the people that we bring, that we work with at our schools, but to hear from other librarians and other teachers.